When I chose to become single, I decided that I would be only where I am valued. So I sought out mentors of the highest caliber. The number of them is Robert Kiyosaki, Jim Rohn, Anthony Robbins, Sir John Wentworth, and Arjuna. They were some of my most memorable mentors. 2 of them were healers, and 3 of them are in personal development. That really helped me raise my standards and the standard of natural therapies, personal development, sex therapy, relationship therapies. I'd like to talk about one of my greatest mentors, Tony Robbins, with whom I was privileged to spend personal time at his private resort, Namali, on the island of Savo in Fiji. He actually personally flew me there to join him and his team as his personal therapist. One of his most famous quotes of his mentor and my mentor, Jim Rohn, Tony says, "Every single day you have to feed and strengthen your mind. Until you do that, you'll always be in fear, because fear is automatic. The human brain is designed for survival. It's not designed for success. It's not even designed to make you happy. That's your job. The only way you'll do that is to feed your mind." He says weeds grow automatically, and his coach, Jim Rohn, and my coach too, used to tell him, "Tony, every day you've got to stand guard at the door of your mind. Watch what is going in, because if you're not careful, stuff will go in, and often it is from someone who cares about you. It could even be your family. So if your worst enemy, for instance, puts sugar in your coffee, what happens?" And Tony responds to him, "Well, you get sweet coffee." But what if your best friend by accident or your family member puts strychnine in your coffee? That means that they'll just put 1 drop in of strychnine in your coffee. You're dead, aren't you? So life is sugar and strychnine. So watch your coffee. So he says, read something that is really worthwhile, not just any old internet crap. And that is what I have done when I decided to change my life from the misery of ordinary relationships to the joy of growing and expanding and enjoying life on a highly different level. I'm here to help you raise your standards and experience things you never thought possible. I created this video to demonstrate priorities. So first of all, I started off with small stuff, like the gravel. So we're supposed to put the big things in first so we can get our priorities right. But we tend to mess around with the small things. So I started off, I poured in the gravel. As you can see, that's filling up the jar pretty fast. This comes from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People book by Stephen Covey. The next thing I tried to fit in was, instead of using rocks, I used potato, tomatoes, oranges, anything around the house. You can do the same thing too. But give those things a label, priorities of things that you're always dreaming about, but never getting around to. As you can see, as I start putting in important things after all the junk, they're actually not fitting into the jar. So what I did, I emptied it and started again. And began with what is really important. See, I'm taking them out one by one, getting my priorities right. Really makes you think about your life, doesn't it? Now empty the silly things that we do every day and begin to put in what is important. So first it's the potatoes, then comes the tomato, the oranges, onion, now we have a crystal and another one. Now remember, I couldn't fit those in before. So these are the priorities. Now the small crystals. I love gemstones and crystals. They're very calming around the house. I continue to fill up with some of the lesser important things, which we all love to do, but now they're all fitting in. Next, I begin to pour in the gravel. That's the amount I had started with before. And take a look at how much room there is still left. Now I'm adding even more. So the point of this is, do the big things first. Get your priorities right every day. And then you'll get to experience every aspect of life, especially ones that matter.